Welcome to the Goon Squad, the first 40. It is I, Puma, along with Black Thor. We're going to start out with hot topics. And happy birthday to Willie Mays. He turned 90 today. And I want to go through some of his stats, Black.
Yes,
So
please.
this guy played for the Negro Leagues from 1948 to 1950. He played with the Birmingham Black Barons. He also played with the New York and San Francisco Giants and the New York Mets. A 24-time All-Star, World Series champion in 1954, two-time National League MVP, Rookie of the Year in the National League, 12-time Golden Gloves, got the Roberto Clemente Award in 1971. He was a batting champion, a four-time home run leader. His stats had a lifetime 302 batting average, over 3,000 hits, almost 700 home runs, 1,900 runs batted in, and over 300 stolen bases, man. And this brother is 90 years old. Blessings, blessings, blessings. I know that you are old enough to remember Willie Mays. What are your thoughts on Willie Mays, man?
Amazing, bro. How do you pack that much into one career? More or less a lifetime. When you think about it, man, that is like that's unbelievable. I mean, when you really just stop and think about it, that is unbelievable. I'm sitting here listening and saying to myself, see, that's the equivalent of a Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
When you say Hall of Fame, that's what I'm talking about. So when these other chums now getting a Hall of Fame and having a good season, it doesn't matter. Willie Mays done it in so many different ways, bro. And it's interesting because when you think of him, I'll speak for myself. When you think of him, you forget sometimes he played in the Negro League. You just forget. You forget that he burned it up in there before he came over. You just basically think of him at MLB. But this guy, like I said, it's just when you think about it, the only equivalent player that I can think of, and I'm not comparing the two, but the level of excellence, Bill Russell's the only one that I could probably look at and go, you know what I mean? For their whole lifetime, they just bang, 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 bang at a particular sport. So yes, sir. Happy 90th, bro.
Yeah.
Happy 90th.
The other player I think of is Hank Aaron,
Yes.
along with that. So, and we lost him not too long ago. The other hot topic, man, is Pujols. Albert Pujols was let go by the Anaheim Angels. And honestly, I thought about 2 years ago they were going to do this, but I think the manager at that particular time was really loyal to Albert Pujols. And they're talking about him kind of maybe attaching on to another team. There's been some talk that LaRussa, who used to manage him in St. Louis, will probably grab him for the White Sox, but you got another first base guy over there that is not going to give up his position. And I thought that there might be some other teams, maybe in the American League, that could use a bat if he could still hit. But what's your thoughts about Albert Pujols and the Anaheim Angels just letting him go?
We all have a window of time, bro. We just do. Pujols window closed years ago. It really did. People like him, so nobody really wants to come out and say it and be honest about it. And the mere fact now that you're gonna run back to your old manager, well, like you said, he already has a first baseman, and think I could squeeze in. You have to. I mean, I know it's hard. I know it's hard. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard. But you must, at some point in life, discover your limitations, where you are, where you've been, and what you can't do anymore. And his window has closed, bro. It has closed. Anyone basically bring him on from right now, to my opinion, and I don't even follow baseball, but if you bring an Albert Pujols now, sympathy. It's sympathy. You want to just kind of out of kindness for him, you'll give him a signing, or the case may be. But I always say this: it's not fair to a younger player, just like you spoke of Tony Russo, that has done his homework, has done his thing. Maybe he's not as good as you were at his age, but for you to come and basically stunt their growth, you know what I mean? If you're not carrying it, you're not doing it, you got to go, bro. I mean, he had a great contract. He had a contract before he went to that team that paid him well. What more you want, bro? You had a stellar career. Hang up, hey, wait till the Hall of Fame call you and go about your business. That's what it's about. I mean, but some people just don't know when to move on. We're all given gifts to use for a period of time. His gift, in my opinion, has started to wear down drastically. It doesn't have to shine. And it's sad that he can't see that. You know what I mean? Because we all, as we age, some things, you think you could throw a ball 500 feet and you really don't throw it at 25 feet. But in your mind, I can throw a 5, but you can't no more, bro. You just can't. And that's the hardest thing to come to record with.
Yeah. And I thought most of the work that he did and how he's going to get in the Hall of Fame is with the St. Louis Cardinals because they had a powerhouse team over there while he was playing there.
Mm-hmm.
And when he got to the Anaheim Angels, he's kind of disappeared. And they really didn't really stack a team that was a championship caliber team over there, even though they had some decent players, some decent pitching, but they never really uh, got up to the caliber of the St. Louis Cardinals. So hopefully he'll land somewhere if he still has a bat. And if he does, a team will land him, put him in that DH, and he'll play every day. But let's go to the NBA, man. And before I go to the eye test, there's a rumor that's been kind of catching a little bit of headwind that if Kawhi Leonard doesn't win this year with the Clippers, that the Warriors would step up, trade a few of their players, and grab them and put them in there with Klay Thompson and have another super team that can compete with the super teams over in the East. I'm talking about the Brooklyn Nets. Your thoughts on this particular rumor?
Well, here's one part about the rumor that's incorrect, in my opinion. Kawhi Leonard is a free agent after this year, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Says no trade has to happen. And I remember last year when they offered him money and they paid the other cat.
George.
Yes. And he said no, I knew then. And I said on this very show, bro. I said it here. Kawhi Leonard will not be playing for the Clippers after this season. He's not. After that debacle last year, he just couldn't leave then. He couldn't leave. But yes, I don't know if it's Golden State. I'm not sure, but he will want to be in a place where he wants to win. And I'll be honest, man, even if he goes to Golden State and the other player comes back, I don't think that make Golden State a powerhouse. I just don't, bro. I just think that here again, I think they have their window. Golden State's team now, other than Draymond's age is not the same person he used to be. Curry's going to give you some good nights, but is that going to be enough when you throw Kawhi Leonard in there? The rest of the role players that Golden State had when they were really kicking the door is not there anymore. And we're assuming this cat is coming off injury, like he was just out for a couple of weeks. He hasn't played in 2 or 3 years. But we assume he's going to step back on the court and light up consistently. And I'll use Kevin Durant for an example. Kevin Durant can't stay on the court, bro.
Mm-hmm.
He can't. So you told me this cat right now is going to come back on and be like nothing never happened. I just don't see it, bro. I think Golden State had their run. I think some of their draft picks, some of the moves they made over the past several seasons have left them short. But getting back to Kawhi Leonard, he will be wearing another uniform next season, but it won't be. I'm not sure if it's Golden State, but he's going somewhere, bro, because he's not coming back. He's not coming back to that team. He's not. When he resigned, decided not to sign at that particular time for a boatload of money. No, he kept his options open, knowing that I can get out of here. I can get out, and he's gone, bro. And think about this for a second. If he takes off, he came there, demanded that they sign Paul George. Paul George got a big contract, and they gave away the house, and he don't get it done.
The house, the coach.
Yes, they gave him everything. That team is going to be set back for a while, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're going to be, and in a sense, he has damage if he doesn't sign. Even if he does, in my opinion. But if he does, I don't think he's going. He has damaged that organization, bro. Quietly.
Well, one of the things that the rumor, and I was watching a YouTube video that I'll send you. They were saying that they can absorb the contract, and Kawhi would fit in because he's not one of those players who has that ego like KD. Everybody has to look at him and pay attention to him and give him credit. Just like in San Antonio, he was kind of that player that was kind of hid in the shadow. But they can get rid of Wiggins, Abreu, keep Wiseman and some of the other drafts that they had, or trade some of those to get room under the cap to get him with that big contract. So when I saw that, I'm like, he's in Golden State's in California. He can stay in California. He wants to win a championship. It may be a fit. It may be a fit.
I don't think it wins a championship. Again, he's a free agent, bro. But I don't think it was a championship. He's gonna have his suitors, but I don't think it wins a championship. I just don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we assume now, and to me, even now, Brooklyn got to prove they win a
Yeah,
championship.
they really do. They
They
really
do. I mean, they do. We assume you put a dream team together. And LeBron started that several years ago. You put these teams together, and automatically championship follows. I just don't see it with Golden State, bro. I think that it's a goodwill. Sounds great. I don't think Kawhi Leonard is the missing part for them to get them over the hump. I think they're missing a lot of the pieces. I'm not saying big name pieces, and I know everybody high on Wiseman, but the brother's a rookie. Let's be honest, rookie, and it's just I don't see it, man. I don't see it in their bench. I don't see it in their players. I just don't see it. I really don't. And I'm gonna tell you something that I have seen, and I'm a little surprised that I'm saying this. I haven't seen coaching from that coach like I thought it would either.
Ooh, from your boy.
Steve Kerr.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because to me, those players have not been coached well, bro. And I'm going out there and say it. I know, it's a different story coaching a bunch of veterans and people that's been around and, they plan to get it done. But you want to impress me, the last 2 years, where's his coaching been, bro?
Yeah.
I don't see it.
Yeah.
I don't see his impact. And I'm being honest, that's what Blackboard does, baby. I don't see his impact on this team at all as far as coaching. None. Anybody can give the ball to Curry and say, hey, go get 60 points. You know what I mean? Anyone. I mean, realistically, and I'm going to say this in a sense, and I'm not saying he's a better head coach, but when you look at the Brooklyn Nets, when their three players aren't on the floor, see what those players are doing, bro. See how they run that offense. See how they run that defense. Look at the intensity they're playing with. That's coaching. That's coaching. So I don't get that from Steve Kerr. He's had a couple of years to kind of with these players, and I just don't see it. I don't see it. And the guy that was under him, his protege out there in Sacramento is even worse. Will Walton's son, he's even worse.
So can I get you?
Then you look at the cat that left him and went to New Orleans. What's the name? Hey, about there shooting 3-pointers.
Yeah. So can I get you to admit that maybe Mark Jackson was great at developing that
come on now.
better than Steve Kerr is at developing the younger players on his staff?
You can get me to admit that Mark Jackson need to get up television. I'm tired of listening to him. But Mark Jackson was not the coach that can get that job done, bro. I mean, he wasn't.
And, I mean, what I'm saying is developing the team, because it did seem like Steve Kerr getting these good players in the draft.
Here's I'm gonna disagree and say no, because the person that left that organization that put that together and developed it and structured that was Jerry West, bro. We always want to give Mark Jackson all this accolades. Jerry West put all that together, and that's who left, the cover bare. No one has stepped in his shoes and done a damn good job of basically placing. But even with the talent they have acquired, Steve Kerr has undercoached, bro. Those talent. Like I said, you look at the Brooklyn Nets when those three aren't out there. Even when they're out there, these brothers are playing. Some are no names. Some are high draft picks. They're not. But they're out there playing. That means they're getting coached up.
I just want to give you a little bit of this. The rumor that if Kawhi Leonard doesn't win with the Clippers this year, that Golden State might be a team where he can land and keep the run going with the Warriors.
Wow. Golden State?
Golden State. They can get rid of Wiggins, Abreu, keep Wiseman, maybe do some trades with some of the players that they acquired that just didn't work out. But Kawhi, living in California, really not wanting to leave California. They can absorb him in the contracts. And also, he doesn't require to be the number one guy. He just wants to be on a team that has the possibility of winning the championship.
Wow, I wonder what Black Thor said. But anyway. Yeah.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
There you go. That's what happens when you're tardy. Anyway, but so apologies for that. I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure if I'm going to buy into that. When you mentioned about Kawhi, like just a guy that wants to get along, Kawhi is a leader, man. And everybody might say about Toronto, they might not have seen him because he wasn't more vocal. Dude, he was the reason why they won. And I said that before. That's the problem with leadership. People think You always got to be a boisterous. You got to score 40 points. Several people on that Toronto team were struggling from Lowry on. They've been waiting on Ibaka for years to show his game. And he took the pressure off those guys having to be the main guys. So he took the pressure off of them and they could flourish. That's why Siakam was able to come into his own now because of that fact. But to go to Golden State, I'm not really sure because of the factor that I'm not sure if he doesn't want to be a guy. If you go to Golden State, you play with Klay Thompson, you play with Steph Curry, and you play with Mr. Green. You know, that a few egos are still there, and I think that's Durant went through too. I don't know. I really don't know if when you look at it, if that's what he wants to do, just because of the factor that he's a baller. Can you see him being the fourth option, Kawhi Leonard?
I don't think he's going to be a fourth option. I mean, he's going to be the top three option in that offense. But I think that what teams can guard those, especially those three. You got Curry, you got Thompson if he comes back healthy. Right. Then you got the conductor Draymond Green who kind of stirs the pot. He's the stirrer to the drink.
Right, but he still had to defer, and I think that's one thing about Kawhi. When you look at the team,
he deferred in San Antonio.
Huh?
He deferred in San Antonio. He
had no choice. That was where he started. But then when he went to Toronto, he didn't defer. And then with the Clippers, you might say, you always hear Paul George, but he ain't deferring. Everybody knows who the man is. In the same way, you go to Golden State. I just think that, granted, yeah, he might want to win a championship, but I think he's at home. Does he? And the question is, what's he playing for now? He done won the titles, and I think that's where people get confused. I mean, he already won. I mean, it's like, is it the money? Whatever it is, he's at home. That's the one thing he went. That's why he went home. Because some people, I think, get confused because they go, well, he should have stayed in Toronto. He didn't want to. He showed you, I can go somewhere, make a difference, win a championship. Now I'm going to do what I want to do. You may not totally understand that at all. But he proved to you he's a champion. So my thing is, I'm not sure. Maybe he'll want to talk to the management to see, hey, we need to make some changes. I need to be involved with that. This didn't work out maybe with Paul George, whoever the hell it didn't work out. But we need to make some moves now because I think we can win. And I want to be at home. You're right, Golden State is in California, but that's a whole different mix over there. And then he's helping another team. And I'm not sure that's what Kawhi at this point in his career wants to do. That's just me.
I would throw this in real quick too, man. I think two things about Kawhi. I don't think he's that hungry, like I said. I don't think he has that hungry anymore. I just don't think he does. And on top of that, he's not looking to go play with some other people that they're the stars, bro. That's not who Kawhi is going to be. I don't think that he's looking to kind of go blend in and be the second fiddle to Steve. You can say that all you want to, but you go to Golden State, you playing behind Steve. You playing behind Curry. You just are, bro. You're playing behind him. And that's not Kawhi Leonard, man. That's just not who he is. And I think what happened is, this when you think what you came across, again, he's gonna be a free agent. So he's gonna be able to pick where he wants to go. But what happens now, people sit around and they make up these ideas. They have no type of connections or whatever. And they do these Madden type of basketball moves in their mind. Oh, this'll work. And then it becomes a story. I'm sorry, bro. Golden State, their window has closed. I'm just here to tell you, bro. It's closed. And I know this person that probably put this together, it's probably a Golden State fan. I want to bet you. It's probably a Golden State fan putting this together on YouTube.
All right.
And can I just say one last thing about that too?
Sure.
If he really wanted to be, he was a guy that was chasing rings, he could have went to the Lakers. He could have went to the Lakers and played with LeBron.
I don't think he wanted to play with LeBron.
But he could have, if that's what it was about. He wanted to go home and have his own squad. Plus, two, people always point the finger like, oh, well, he's waiting to be a free agent. That means he's gonna leave. No, if you know how the contracts work, if he waits and goes out on the market, he can make more money. Mm-hmm. That's what you realize. He can make more money. So of course he's gonna go out and exercise his options. Because when he comes back around, he might go visit a couple teams and then of course the Clippers go, hey, we got to get him back what the hell he needs. Let's give him the maximum. That's just how the game is done. But Kawhi has just been real low key and cool. And I would say this, If he had not won a championship previously, I can understand that point. Dude's already won, man. He got two titles. Now the question is, what you want to do? What does he want to do? It's I want to stay here. I'm cool with this. I want to win, but I don't have to. I'm not like I'm gonna lose my mind. I ain't Westbrook. Anyway, that's another story.
All right, let's go to the eye test. You have Philly, Brooklyn, and Milwaukee clinching playoff berths in the East. And you have Utah, Phoenix, Denver, and the Clippers clinching playoff berths in the West. Black, what's your eye test on NBA basketball as we're coming close to the playoffs?
It almost seems like Milwaukee's starting to take this thing serious, man. It just seems like the last week or two, they stepped up and said, you know what, we might have a shot here. But I look around the landscape and I'm not sure Brooklyn. I seen Harden say, he's going to be ready in time for the playoffs. Bro, I think a lot of these cats don't realize they're not 21, 22, 23 anymore. And in the playoffs, it's going to be kind of back to back. You got to go out there and play. So you might be able to get away with that in the first round. And I looking around, man, I don't trust Philly. And I'm going to tell you a team in the East. I know the Knicks are making a lot of noise. They're playing well and deserving. I'm happy for them. Kudos to the general manager and kudos to the head coach. I'm going to tell you a team that may not make it there, but it's going to do some damage. The Atlanta Hawks, bro. If you haven't watched the Atlanta Hawks recently, watch them play. They're going to hurt somebody. They're going to hurt somebody, bro. They're going to hurt somebody real soon. On the West, I'm happy for what Denver is doing, but I still got a wait and see approach. I don't trust Phoenix. I just don't. I don't trust them. I've got a wait and see approach about Denver because to me, that's that team that you get ready. You go get your popcorn. You go into the pantry to pull out your popcorn. Time you come back, the series is over and they out of it. So I got to see them do it in the playoffs. I do like Portland. I like what they're doing, how they're playing, and I got to admit this, man. I got to admit this. It hurt. It helps my heart. My heart skips a beat to see that old Bronny boy and the Lakers. He complained about doing the play-in. It's whoever came up with this should be fired. No.
It was fine last year.
Yes. I want to see them in the playoffs, play in and lose. Now you're going to condemn him? You're going to condemn it. I don't see. Speaking of playing, I don't see. When he came back, I didn't watch him come back. But just what I've read and kind of seen through the tea leaves, the Lakers are done, bro. They done. Stick a fork in them. Unless there's some steroids coming out somewhere, Lakers are done.
Give me your eye test, man.
Man, this is all over the place. I put up an article on our Facebook page about I didn't really know how the play-in game worked, or I didn't remember, but now I know how it works, and I was like, the Lakers. Some people, not just the Lakers, but some people were in trouble because the way it goes is the teams that 7 and 8 play, right?
Mm-hmm.
9 and 10 play. The winner of 7 and 8 gets the seed for 7, and then the loser 7 and 8 plays the winner of 9 10. So and then that group there gets the 8 spot. So I'm sitting there looking like I'm watching this thing now. I'm like, oh, so that means Portland will play Memphis right now, and Golden State will play San Antonio. And I'm like, ooh, Golden State, you don't want to see Curry on no chair for you don't want to see him. And then in the East, you got Miami and Charlotte.
Yeah.
You will have Indiana and Washington. And I'm like, oh, so that means, when you look at the Lakers and the thing about it is the Lakers are only a half a game up on Portland, So if they lose and then the 7, that means the Lakers will play Memphis. And it's like, ooh. So with all that being said, and you look at the top of it, you mentioned about Milwaukee trying to come around, but they're still in that third slot. Philadelphia is still balling. I'm sorry. I know everybody wants Doc Rivers to do well, but you got to show me, man. You couldn't do it with the Clippers, bro. And I know people don't like the Clippers. They think they play hard, and they got guys that halfway play, whatever, and I'm cool with that. But Philly, no, I don't see it. I know as much as they talk about Embiid, you got to show me some heart. Because remember, that's the same squad, even though they were younger. When they had Jimmy Butler, he tried to tell them, come on, ride with me. I'm going to take y'all to the finals. They're like, He take the ball. He shoot too much. He dribble too much. He take the ball too much. He said, all right, I'm gonna go to Miami. I'm in the finals. How y'all doing over there? So I'm learning about their intestinal fortitude, whether or not they like it or not. And I still can't believe the hype. Utah right now, as much as I got to give them kudos for winning and probably finishing as the top seed in the West, they remind me of Milwaukee, man. Milwaukee won that regular season, and everybody's excited, top seed. Then they get tight, things happen. Mitchell probably still mad at your boy over there for all of the COVID stuff. Stuff start happening. So it'll be interesting there. I think we'll see what happens to the Clippers. I think they still angry. They might do a little something. But I like Phoenix, man. I know it's hard. I heard Black Third talking about he don't trust them. I like them, dog. They playing like they don't care. I know we got to put CP3 up there and whatnot, but the rest of them dudes, I'm telling you, when Monty Williams, when they went down to the bubble and they played and they went undefeated and they still couldn't get in because they were still too far behind. When they went back to his press conference or to the locker room and he said, don't worry about this year, we're going to be ready for next year. I think they on the vengeance, man. And with Denver losing our guy Murray, man, I'm telling you, I'm not saying Phoenix is going to win it all, but don't sleep on them because you got cats coming out the woodwork playing ball. And God, what was the one guy from Wisconsin, the forward, I think I told you guys about a couple weeks ago. He's coming out the bench. And you thought he just came back out of Wisconsin. I was like, Monty Williams got them guys rolling. So, and it's a funny, weird year, too.
It is.
It is.
Because I'm looking at a sleeper team out of the East that everybody kind of forgot about last year. The Miami Heat with Oladipo and Butler and those guys come in the playoffs. When it's time to come in the playoffs, I think they can do some damage. I really do. I think people have forgot about them and what they were able to do last year. I think they can come back and do some damage.
Man, it's gonna be interesting.
It is gonna be interesting.
I mean, I'm sitting there looking at it like, and then 2, you got 10. I mean, what's to say 9 and 10 that you piss Westbrook off about 3 games against Indiana? Yeah. And then he's like, I just want to get in there just raise some hell. You imagine when Philadelphia had to play Washington.
Yeah.
For 3 games. Oh my God.
It's gonna be a problem.
And Bill too.
Yeah.
And Hujimura. What? Philadelphia, but I hope that they don't make it through because just in a 3-game series, they may not make it past after the first round, but you did Westbrook and Bill.
I would even say that Washington, they won't beat them, but they will give headaches to the Brooklyn Nets with Westbrook and Bill. Because they're not known for no defense, and you can't guard those 2 guys. You may drop a couple. But
they will be playing Philadelphia.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking at if Baltimore kind of overtakes Philadelphia, because I don't think Philadelphia's going to get that number 1 seed, to be honest with you.
Right. Well, look, you just don't want Brooklyn to get out there. I ain't mad at you. You look. I can tell when you said that.
I've never seen them play, and that's not like my physical eyes. I've never seen them play together at once. It's like Michael Jackson and LaToya Jackson. You never seen them at the same time. They may be the same person. I don't know.
I'm with you, but the way you said that, I was like, wait a minute, let me check the standings real quick. I said, I think they still up 2 games. I said, it looks like you really want them to play Brooklyn. Leave Brooklyn alone, man. Let them do what they do. You need to be worried about Philadelphia because I'm telling you, if Washington makes it through this, Westbrook and Bill, Bill cussing out AAU teams, he don't give a damn about nobody.
Let's go to football. I'm gonna throw out 2 questions out there. I want you to tackle each one of them or one of them. The winners and losers of the draft last week. We were on the air last week. Check our show from last week. Our responses. A lot of people were saying that they were having a good time watching our responses. And Richard Sherman, he's an old horse, and he's looking for 3 teams to land: San Francisco, Seattle, going back home to Seattle, and New Orleans Saints. We'll give it to Black first and then go back to Ice. What's your thoughts, man?
I'm going to go Richard Simmons first. Richard Simmons.
Yes, yes.
Bro, bro. You, the last image people have of him, Richard Sherman, you got burnt in the Super Bowl, bro. I hate to tell you that. I hate to tell you. Sam Fred definitely ain't gonna sign you. I don't even know why you. I don't even put him in there, man. Sam Fred, you can forget it, man. I mean, he acts like he's a hot commodity. Richard Sherman has talked and talked and talked and talked, but right now he sounds foolish, bro. You should be happy to be on somebody's practice squad the way you've been playing the past couple of years, man. Seriously. Seattle ain't bringing you back. They're not. Talk to Russ. See how they treat Russ up. Russ up. They're not bringing you back up there. They're not. You should have gave them the finger because they're not bringing you back. I just don't get it. I'm going to say this. It's hard right now to pick a loser in the draft. I thought the Giants could do a little better in the first round. I really did. I understand the receiver. I think some teams went out and got things they didn't need. I will say this, though. I think the winner, clear winner. People may not want to hear this, man. Chicago getting Justin Fields, if they handle it correctly, is a winner, bro. I think the Jets going to rule the day, and let that cat pass by number 2. This, I know you like the kid they took out of BYU, but I saw some people on TV the other day clowning like BYU is a long way from New York, bro. And they're going to have a field day with him. They're going to have a field day with him. He played against Bill Belichick twice. The Dolphins defense going to eat him up alive. And Buffalo's coming.
That's going to be a tough one for him if he gets in as a rookie quarterback.
It's going to be tough. It's going to be, and they got to play him. They got to play him. They got to play him. Another team that quietly won, the running back that the Steelers picked up, bro. It's a bruiser. That's a good pickup.
Najee Harris.
Yeah, that is an awesome pickup, man. And actually now they can just pound the ball a little more and let Ben just kind of fade to black, I guess. I'll say this real quick. I don't know why they signed Rudolph again. What the hell are they doing in Pittsburgh? How do you sign Rudolph to back him up again? You're going to draft somebody in the later rounds. This guy's proven he's not NFL quarterback caliber. You signed him for another year for what? Damn. That I didn't get. That I totally don't get.
Like I say, somebody got naked pictures of somebody in that organization where they keep giving them money. ICE, winners and losers of the draft, and Richard Sherman is looking at 3 teams to go to play out the rest of his career.
Well, Richard Simmons, aka Richard Sherman.
Richard Sherman.
I'll say this, that he's probably going to be real nice, going to be easygoing. His whole demeanor is going to change because he needs a job and he wants to go somewhere like that. He'd almost have to really go back, and he'd probably be sweeping up at the end of the game if you go back to Seattle. It's the only way he's going to get back in because some of the stuff he said was over the top.
Yeah, he burned some bridges there. I don't see why he's trying to get back there.
Yeah, and I don't think that will work, but the Saints, they kind of like that kind of thing. You know, they lost a couple guys, so they might look into him like that. And then San Francisco, I think they're on another wave, but it might work for him with the Saints because the Saints like to pick up veterans and they give them a little money. I think they I'm not sure Malcolm Jenkins still over there or not.
I'm not sure,
but is he? Do you know if he is?
I think he went back to Philly, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, yeah, but that opens the door for somebody in to step in. So that might be there, but he'll probably land somewhere, but it'll probably be somewhere like New Orleans, and that's what they do. They bring retreads in, but I don't know how much more you can help them. But hell, when we got Patterson went up to Patrick Peterson went over to Minnesota.
Yeah,
possible. So you go there. But as far as the draft is concerned, one of the places I'm gonna start, and you may not like it because you don't like a lot of stuff I say, but that's okay. I got to start with them damn Cleveland Browns, man. You should be more worried because they went and they picked defense, and they getting better and stronger on defense, and they're gonna start chasing that old quarterback, and you never know what's gonna. Plus, you still working on a young running back. I hate to say this, but they look like somebody know what the hell they doing up there. So we'll see that. Say that too. Another team that I thought did well, of course, even though I'm still a little worried about it, but I gotta give Chicago some love because I think they knew that their jobs were on the line, the front office, and you could tell Fields wasn't really feeling it at first to when he was picked by them at 11. But there were a couple other teams that said that they wanted to move up in picking because they thought Fields was going to still be around. And it says a lot about Chicago because somebody was thinking, because first they went out to Russell Wilson, then everything about Deshaun Watson. And then you say you can't do that. Then you go get Fields. And at 11, and then they even went back, got him got a strong offensive lineman after that. A couple of them cut some people. Like you've been here 9 years, you got to go. You're not doing the job. So the fact that they're even thinking that way says a lot, and the fans are on board. So kudos to definitely kudos to Chicago for that. Looking some other places, Green Bay didn't do horrible. They finally went out and got some wide receivers. Might be a little bit too late when that's the end point. But I mean, you could have done that last year, but you had to get your quarterback. But when you look at the other teams, I was looking at Jacksonville. I'm not sure them picking up the running back was a great thing, but I know they like to have teammates come together. I thought Miami did decent. A lot of people were complaining to them about picking up, was it Waddle? They picked up the wide receiver, but I think they did okay. The only team I think probably that I think went a little bit out the way, and people may not believe this, but I'm gonna say the Jets. The Jets. I mean, I don't know. You went from a shaky situation to the unknown. Maybe that's what they do in New York. You get tired of something, you just start all over again. And then we're gonna make the best thing, the best team win or something to that effect. But I'm really shocked to see how that goes over. But I don't know. There's a lot, and unfortunately, there's a lot of we don't knows. And a lot of people were saying Detroit had a decent draft. That coach scares me, man. going back to going back to street football or something, like you get run into the pole and you go get stitches in your head and come back out and play the next game. He scares me. So we'll see what happens there. That's the one team that really scares me a lot.
So let me throw another NFL story that me and Black were talking about pre-show. Tim Tebow and Urban Myers. It seemed like Urban Myers is stuck on trying to get Tebow ice with the Jacksonville Jaguars, trying them out at tight end, man. This is I don't know. Why can't he let Tim Tebow go? Why can't the NFL let Tim Tebow go? I don't understand it.
Well, I'll say this about Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer probably sees him as a son, right? Took him under his wing. He served Urban Meyer well in college, all right? They won a lot of games together and all that. Plus, two, ironically, I think Urban Meyer lives like 3 houses down from Tim Tebow. Probably helping, he'll get his house. Hey, such and such selling their house. Oh, it's 3 houses down from me. We can barbecue and all the other stuff. So I think he kind of feels like he owes him a little bit. Mm-hmm. But I think that when the reality sets in, when they start doing OTAs and you seeing like he looked like an old married man now, all that'll fall off. And maybe he still need to check. Because you know how they still can, in the NBA, that can hide people and keep paying them. So maybe that he feels that kind of way. And as a coach, you can do that. When you're in charge, you can do that. You still keep paying him, even though you can lie and come up with different reasons why he's not performing. But I think he just owes him. I don't think you can really take him seriously. I mean, Tebow tried this before, and unless he got better, I thought he was playing baseball. I don't know how you was practicing unless you're playing with Gronkowski or something. I don't know how he's possibly going to be a tight end in the league. And we know he's sure the hell ain't going to be a quarterback. We already know that. So
you don't never know that.
No. Are you serious? No. Look, we talking about Urban Meyer, bro. He might be a little off-center. He ain't that damn. He don't love you that much.
He might do what they do in New Orleans with Hill.
That's your problem. That ain't his. That's your love affair. That's your love affair. That ain't Urban. Urban Meyer trying to win. So he doesn't have that. He doesn't have that easy way to go. He doesn't have that right where he can take chances like that. He can't do that, man. I mean, if that was the case, Tebow would have been a quarterback a long time ago. So he can't afford to do that because his window may not be long. It might be 4 years max, and he might get out. But nah, that's all I'm saying. I think he's doing him a courtesy, a favor. They live 3 houses down from one another. He got to see him almost every day, passing and everything. So, hey, might as well put him on the squad, let him get a check, and then and maybe he can help if nothing else, he can help um, Lawrence maybe understand the game and fire the game is working from a mental standpoint. Nothing about how you play the game, but more or less understanding what you're seeing out there. Maybe he can do that. I don't know.
All right, this may be a combination of why you mad, son, because we haven't brought up a Tim Tebow story in about a couple of years, so I'm gonna unleash black on this subject right here. Tim Tebow, baby.
I'm gonna say something I said earlier. I didn't catch it, bro, and it may not go over well. Urban Meyer is a con man, bro. He ain't gonna be long for the NFL. He's not gonna be long for the NFL. And I think this to me, and, you know, I buy what you're saying about being 3 blocks down. You feel like, oh, that's not how you coach and be a general manager of an NFL football franchise, bro. You don't do favors. You come in and you got to get the job done. And he may not realize it, but some of these NFL coaches are going to take pride in kicking his ass. Pride in kicking his ass. But that's what they do to college coaches in the NFL. And I'm going to give him a year and a half. He's going to be bent over on the sideline, faking an injury, faking hurt, so he can leave the game. I can give you a laundry list of college coaches that came in. Saban, I'll start with him, and I'll leave it with him. They came in, they weren't long for the game because at Ohio State, at Florida, at Utah, you can tell these young men what to do, and they listen. NFL, not so much. Not so much, my brother. So it's going to be a big adjustment. And if you're bringing in Tim Tebow, I don't care if he's polishing your deck, and people know that he can't play, you're losing respect with some of the players that's already there already because you're coming in as a clown. You're not coming in serious. You're just not. They're going to draft a tight end. Just my opinion. You'll bring him as a try to see what he has at 32, not 22, 32. Like you said, here's a man that was swinging a bat for the past few years and couldn't get it done. At some point, your allegiance and your friendship has to go when work is over and you drink some Coronas. Him bringing him on that team, to me, is a clear sign that he's in over his head, and time will tell.
I can see that. I hear that, and he's unproven, so there's nothing really to say that is going to be any different. But hey, and he bought a house down there, so like you say, he got a couple of years. Nobody, but it happens.
Bring him back as a commentator. He'll be back on Fox as a commentator.
And they made him an offer he couldn't refuse. So much cash, and he said, "Why not?" Something he always wanted to do. So I understand that totally, but like you said, I can't even say anything in a defense. All I can say is time will tell because we don't know. I don't know.
All right, let's go to Major League Baseball. Tony La Russa got a little bit of trouble here in Chicago, not knowing all the rules, and against the game in Cincinnati, couldn't switch the right players. Got a lot of old jokes around here. John Means had a no-hitter. We already talked about the 90th birthday of Willie Mays, and Albert Pujols is let go by the Anaheim Angels. Turning it over to you, sir.
Yeah, I'm gonna start with the Albert Pujols type situation. The fact that they just let him go like that says a lot. Like they're trying to move forward because you normally don't do that to a future Hall of Famer. But time was up, and maybe he wants to go try to play with somebody else. But we'll see what happens with the Angels there. Craziness. Willie Mays, what can you say, man? Say, hey, one of the greatest of all time. One of the guys who just kind of go like. I just remember baseball. You always heard that name, Willie Mays, and you think about Willie Mays, Willie McCovey, Frank Robinson, on and on and on. Just a great ball player, and I wanted to see more of him. We know how great he was, but I don't think we really knew because I think baseball dropped the ball oftentimes to really let us know who Willie Mays was. Maybe that's something he wanted to have, on his resume where he just want to be not be in the limelight so much, but he was great. The no-hitter. Wow. It's amazing. That's what, number 3, right? The third no-hitter?
Yeah, I think it's the third no-hitter this season.
Yeah. So I love it because I think baseball is better when pitching's better. Because all of the times I've seen over the years where the batters with the armor on look like they're coming out of the third remake of Game of Thrones, they can't be hurt by the baseball. I don't feel that at all. So I'm liking the factor that we're seeing better pitching. I want to see more of that overall. And baseball is just wide open. One of the things I noticed, again, we talked about this earlier in the divisions, is the factor that you can have a team like that struggles and be near 500 and still be like right in first place.
We
So
talked about it earlier. It's a lot of parity in the league
yeah,
now.
yeah, it is. And from that standpoint too, I mean, you look at the Dodgers situation right now. I mean, things are happening. And I think what it does, the parity is opening the door for other teams to rise up and have an opportunity to win. Because you go from one extreme to the next. Dodgers supposed to be all this. Here comes, the Giants. Here comes the Padres. The Mets were up and down. Philadelphia is running. Boston's supposed to be there. The Yankees lose pitching. Tampa Bay has the ability to do some other things. Oakland, it's all over the board. I mean, I need to see what's going to happen by the time they hit the All-Star break. But right now, it's wide open, and that's what makes baseball good. I hope the Angels can get their stuff together because anytime I can watch Otani do anything, he can crochet. I'm gonna watch him. He's like, good.
All right, Black. Why you mad, son? You're on mute, man.
Sorry about that. I don't want to make noise while Ice was giving this, his baseball. I just gave that, but I asked this question to you earlier, and I'm gonna ask the question to Ice. And this is no disrespect to baseball, but does it seem like baseball this season is kind of like the forgotten sport? Because it seemed like to me when I check into sports, it's no one's kind of really talking about baseball like they probably should be.
I mean, I can see that, but I think that's almost every year to a point in the last 5 years. But I think it's just one of those things that people have to get warmed up to it. I think it's very difficult with baseball because now, until people can go to the park, right? Park's starting to open up again. Baseball is that kind of thing. You're going to try to watch it on TV a little bit, but some people like to go to the park, drink, hot dogs, stuff like that too. And baseball still has their money from the TV folks. So I don't know. I don't know if you're really going to have it the same way. People always talk about football, hockey. I think it's just a weird time. But I think when things start to get rolling again halfway through the season and definitely in the postseason, when most people, that's all they care about, that's when it's going to start running. That would be my answer to that question.
Yeah. Why are you mad, Ice?
Oh, man. When I look at this, I guess why I'm mad is the continuing media putting up all these things about how great the NBA is and the LeBron James saga with 11 games and you must watch TV and stuff like that too. And then you wonder sometimes too, overall, when you mentioned about this story about Kawhi Leonard going to Golden State, it's like, are y'all even watching these damn games? Do y'all even know? Do you know anything about history? Because some of this stuff is just like, it's like when the Houston Texans said, oh, we ain't gonna never trade Deshaun Watson. Now you got 8 teams that might be into it. It's just so much like, is somebody in the media gonna do some damn homework? Because it's easy right now. You can come up, you can say anything you want to. It doesn't even have to be true. You can just say it and get away with it. And if you're not right, people move on. I don't really understand that standpoint of it. It's like you don't have to be right. There's no rhyme or reason for people to do their homework and be detailed. Because anybody can be on the media now. And people now, so sad, people go to these events, they get credentials. I was telling a friend of mine that's working, and they showing their credentials on social media. We never did that, man. I've been all kind of stuff. You'll be like, look what I went to. Look, I went to UFC. Really? Is that journalism? The hell? I'm old. Anyway, sorry.
Me and Black talked about this earlier. What made me mad, so mad that I refused to watch the whole thing. Floyd Mayweather trying to hype his fight earlier. Old boy taking his hat. This is like the 3rd grade. And look at Ice, hide his face, because we're going to boxing next. And you got the Professional Fighters League on ESPN right now, which they look kind of solid. Yet boxing is clowning, trying to promote this fight on June 6th to get more people to watch. Had a good fight last week with Ruiz and Aurelia. Ruiz got some skills for a big dude. He got some skills and almost got knocked out in the 2nd round, but then went to work after that and lost some weight, dropped about 30 pounds. I'm trying to get Black in the ring so we can get some of this boxing money. he keep dodging me. So Ice, give me your thoughts the fight last week, the Professional Fighters League, because you probably were watching that. That's why you're running late for the show, because I had it on TV. But it's the reason why I like the Professional Fighters League, because they're treating it like a season. It's a regular season. The top 4 get into the playoffs, and then you have a champion.
Okay, we're gonna start with that, whatever you call professional boxing contender, whatever the hell it is. All that is contender reveal or relived. You got all, and that's great. I mean, they had to follow a protocol. You know, that's how UFC did for a while too. You bringing guys up and they might have a shot. At least that's legit. And then when you watch that fight with Aurelio and Ruiz is, I don't know if he's ready. He was a little shaky, almost got rocked, but he came back because his hands are amazing. For a man that size, his hand speed is so amazing. I'm sitting there going like, ooh. But then now he's talking about he might want to fight Ortiz.
Ooh, that's gonna be ooh.
You don't want that in your life, bro. You don't want your defense. You better lose some more weight and work on your defense, because Ortiz had Wilder rocked a couple times. So I like Ruiz, and the fact that he might be the only man that will step up and fight. Ortiz says a lot, but he looked good. He came back and he worked real well. But I think he needs to really seem like he was either tired or he just wasn't himself, and maybe he said that was coming from rust. But I still like him. He gave a game effort, and he took it, and he won the fight. But to get back to that little whatever that stuff you talking about,
because your girl's in this league too. She's gonna fight next year. She said.
Who?
Carissa Shields.
Okay.
She's in the same league. She said she's gonna have a fight next year.
I'm gonna say this about Carissa. Okay, I like Carissa, met her in person, really down to earth sister. Carissa knows it's about that money, bro. She's about that money. If she had to fight boxing, I think she's gonna have one night where she's gonna fight one boxing match, then she's gonna fight the UFC match. So, as far as that, because she's trying to get the money. Because let's be real, particularly in boxing, women are being disrespected, have been for years, unless it's a top name like Layla Ali or somebody like that. She's not getting the love. She's been champion. She can't win no more belts. And there's nobody to fight. So now she's being forced to go outside the box and try to make some more money. So I think that's kind of dangerous, because now it's like you go over to UFC or you go into mixed martial arts, you might, certain people you need to leave alone. I mean, that's cool. You want to bounce around a little bit, but don't go too far, deeper than waters, because
like Amanda. No. You know she's gonna want to fight her. And that's where it's gonna end.
She gonna want you where she wants you all the time. You don't want nothing to do with the lioness.
That's where it's gonna end. Right.
The lioness will fight men. You don't want to have them hands. She be cyborg. She take on all comers. You don't have nothing to do with her. So go and get your coins and don't even go in that direction. And we saw how some top-notch women are fighting coming up. There are some true champions that are really getting it in. And last but not least, as we talk about this entertainment thing, I tried to tell you before, entertainment, Mr. Floyd Mayweather. I don't know how you could even watch any promotions or anything about this and him knocking off some hats. Floyd laid it down, simply put. Floyd said this, and I think it's on YouTube. You guys can check it out. He said, I'm really not into boxing or fighting nobody that matters anymore. Kudos to Black Thor. I'm really not trying to get into the ring and fight nobody of a boxing standpoint anymore. He ain't trying to do that because he knows his skills have eroded and it would take a lot and he might get hurt because he's not the same dude. But he said, I quote, if you want me to fight a YouTuber and you'll give me 100 mil, I'm with that. 100 mil. And you know what happens? What's going to happen? He'll beat the one brother, the one Paul brother, and then the other Paul brother get mad because his brother got smashed, and he don't want to fight him. And then they're like, you know what? You ain't fight a real fighter. Now you come see a real man. Floyd, all right, another 100 mil. 200 mil in what? 20 minutes time. You can't be mad at that man.
Ain't gonna be none of my money because
but somebody's paying because the YouTubers are coming out in full force. So how can we be mad at a man that's gonna collect 200 million plus for maybe the max 10 minutes work?
Okay.
And let me just say this, and not box. All they got is to entertain you. I'm with that. I want to sign up.
So, and Black said this earlier, and I agree with him. Yeah, I'm not going to be mad at him, but I don't have any respect for him anymore.
I'm with that.
As a boxer, as a fighter, it's a sideshow now for him.
I
And
agree.
that's going to be his legacy. So
I
if
agree
he's
with
all
that.
right with that, with all the money, cool. I'm cool with it.
I'm gonna say this. I don't think he cares about that anymore.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna like what you like. You're gonna his legacy. Some people will stand on their legacy. You know, Floyd Mayweather's about that cash right now. You're gonna either think he's one of the best or not. He's done with that because if he did, he wouldn't be doing this. He's all about the cash. That's just me. I think he cares to a point, but it's not gonna bother him. It's all about that 200 million, and I think that's what it comes down to.
All right, take us out, Black.
Well, it's not a question, but my quick comment about this. Let's just say hypothetically, this cat roughs him up a little bit, bro. He roughs him up, and he basically gets a good hit and staggers him. How Floyd's gonna look? That's the thing. I mean, and when you put yourself in a ring with people like that, you open the door for that to happen, in my opinion. Now, let's a script. I go here, you go here. I do this, you do that. All those chances of trying to get that 200 million, these cats may hit him real well, bro. They may hit him real well. And if that happens, and let's just say they hit him and he stumbles. Bro, I mean, I understand not caring about your legacy, but it's going to will bring into question your whole career, how you dodged and did things. I don't know, man. I just think that the money that he's made over his career, he can find better things to do, bro. I just do it. I know it's quick, fast, 120 million, whatever the case may be, but he's putting himself in a ring or in a situation where if he's not controlling it, if he's not controlling what's going on inside that ring, it's a bad move. It's other than money, there's nothing to gain here. Nothing to gain. Nothing.
Can I say one thing about that real quick?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna say this, and I feel you. I don't think there's nothing to gain either, but I think there's a major difference between a real boxer and these dudes. And not saying they can't come out with a lucky punch, but I still think that he is still solid enough, and he knows it too. He knows it. I mean, seriously, if he's fighting a real boxer, somebody that was even a ranked guy, I think he really would be putting himself in huge danger. And let's not forget that Floyd was one of the best defensive fighters in boxing history. And I bet you, I think, and things can happen, but I think he's so calculated, man. That dude is feeling really damn good that he can get in this and get out real quick without being truly hurt. There's a chance he's taking it, but it's not like he's fighting somebody literally that is a trained boxer. And either one of them Paul brothers. I've never watched their fights, but I don't think they're skilled like that. That's just me.
I'm amazed that this fight's gonna make that much money, or whatever you want to call it. Well, he's gonna make 100 million. I'm amazed that it's gonna make that much, bro. I just don't. That right there blows me away. This fight can make enough money to where they can pay him 100 million.
All right, Ice. Your first question.
Yeah, my first question is: are you finding it difficult to watch sports at this point, professional sports? I mean, we had the college basketball tournament, which was amazing, but are you finding it hard to watch professional sports at any point right now?
Black?
I think it's only basketball, bro. I mean, NBA basketball. I don't think it's sports in general. Because I'm going to say this, man. We did it last week, and I said this on 100 when Black Men Talk. 31 million people tuned in last week for the NFL draft, bro, and stayed there for the full 2-3 hours. That wasn't tough to do. It just wasn't. I notice when I'm watching NBA, if the teams are playing well and they're grooving and moving, I have no problem watching. When I start to see poor play, lack of defense, bad shots, a player come down, there's 17 seconds left in the shot, they're hoisting up a three, I just tune out mentally. I for some reason, I can't follow badness anymore. So I think that's the problem with a lot of sports. Some of the plays, some of the sports are so watered down to where you can't focus. And the thing about football, this is where football makes this, is to me, it's marked. The majority of games in football, no matter if you don't like the teams, they're competitive. They're struggling, they're battling. NBA, you have some players where you can just tell some nights they're dogging it. They're dogging it. They're out there. They don't care. They're dogging it. It's going through the motions. They're taking their paychecks. And some of these players were getting embarrassed. Like, how do they get in the league? How do they survive and they're in the league? So I think it's the sport in general. And that's what I said about earlier about baseball. I wonder if people are really paying attention. And in saying all that, the WNBA is getting ready to unleash. And I don't know. I'm scared for the WNBA at this point, bro. I'll be honest with you. I'm scared. I'm scared.
You're scared, Norton?
I'm scared. Because I think people have, I think the COVID, one thing the COVID has taught us all subconsciously is that sometimes we spend too much time watching sports.
Mm-hmm.
I think, and we found other things to do and we didn't have it. And it's tough now to run back and be the same like we were before if it's not worth our time. So if there's a game on or something that's not competitive, that's not about it, people are tuning out. I know I am.
I think it's the NBA too. I just can't get into it anymore. But I noticed that I'm very selective on what I watch in sports. I still watch baseball. They have football, spring football now. I watch that every now, but I'm very selective. It has to be competitive and it has to keep my attention. But I'm more selective. I'd rather watch a binge on a series or something like that, or something that'll take my time where I feel like I can engage more. But it's always the summers too. The summers is not really a good time to show sports on television because people are out. People want to be out. But I noticed that I'm a lot more selective when I'm watching sports now. Ice?
Yeah, I am too. I mean, I even tried to watch golf, and I was like, and they was trying everything they could to talk about Tiger Woods. I was like, this.
That's a sad. That's sad.
Yeah, I was sitting there going like, dude, there's no consistent golfers. I mean, I was going to write a story about quit calling people great until they earn it. Mm-hmm. But I'm watching it and I'm trying to see a couple good shots. Like, oh, that was cool, but nothing great. But from that standpoint, baseball too, it's like you see the Yankees struggle, you see another team struggle. The Dodgers supposed to be doing all this, and they're playing up and down. I only have Tuesday marked on my calendars during the week for baseball because I know Otani usually pitches on those days. So I was looking out for one dude than I am more than anything. That and anything that anytime that Fernando Tatis Jr. plays, I can watch him every day. So certain guys like that too. I really don't know what's going on. I'm waiting. Is this still the time for women's tennis? I'm kind of lost there.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that whenever that's coming back or if it's back or whatever. But the other stuff, even with NFL football, it's just like, I think that overall, like you said, I got a taste. I was away from it for a while. I don't need it. Basketball is straight playoffs to me. I don't know how people get caught up in it. Granted, it may not hold my attention. It matters then, or it's supposed to matter. I watched the bubble. I was all into that because guys had to play. During the regular season, they kind of lost me. I mean, I pay attention. I watched a few games. When your Knicks were like on national TV, I was like, nah, dude, something's going on. Something's going on. Something's wrong with this atmosphere right now. But kudos to them. But it's hard to watch. So I might be becoming a playoff sport type guy. Even with hockey, I try to watch a little hockey and watching some bad decisions by certain teams like that too. It'd probably be more postseason. But I don't know. And like you mentioned about the WNBA, I'm paying attention. I'm watching the trades. I'm trying to listen to the draft and some beautiful ladies. But I'm like, I don't know. I will be watching Chicago though. Chicago and Indiana. I will be watching both of those.
Must see TV.
Maybe Dallas. And I'm trying to see when Indiana plays Chicago. I might have to roll over to Naptown and check out a game. So yeah, or come to Chicago. But other than that, it's just hard because, and the sad thing about it is, to get out this very quickly, the NCAA basketball tournament was so good.
Yes.
And the women's game, even UConn cheated, allegedly. Those games were so good. Those tournaments were so good. And then you went from, is Gonzaga going to lose? Is Gonzaga or Baylor or all these Oral Roberts? It was so good, and everybody was invested. And then you go,
it goes up here, and then
oh man. So yeah, I'm just like, I might have to go back and watch a couple NCAA tournament games just to kind of get my fix because
I watched the old ones on YouTube. I watched the old ones. Yeah.
So good. And I was like, okay. But yeah, it's sad because you're watching that, but I think I'll get picked up again. My interest will get piqued again once they start back with NBA playoffs.
Yeah. Black, I'm give you a choice, man. I know you got a few minutes left. Either your last second shot or a question.
I'm gonna throw my last second shot out there, man. I think that it kind of rims on to what the question Ice just gave us in the sense that are really into it. And I think that if we are finding ourselves pulling away from sports, something we got to find some constructive things to do with our time, bro. Because and that's one thing about sports can do. It can wrap you up a little bit too much and take away some things that you really could be focusing on and helping others for that matter. So that would be my last second shot for this week.
All right, Ice, last second shot.
Yeah, last second shot. You're talking about doing other things. Kudos to my nephew Trey, man. Trey's been running all summer long for the last year and a half, doing all kinds of different things, working on his basketball game. Been listening very closely to his dad and Uncle Charles. Trey's talking about doing some things. Trey went back home to Washington, tried out for his basketball team on Monday, dominating some things. I ain't gonna say the last name, dominating some freshmen, working through some JV folks. He texted me on Wednesday, Uncle Charles, I made the team. Kudos to my nephew. Keep listening, boy. I told you. We still got a lot more work to do, but congratulations on making the squad, brother. Appreciate you. Much love.
Yeah. Just when we thought the scandal with Zion and Adidas was over, they're right back at it again. So we'll probably be talking about that next week. But a story came out that, hey, the Williamson family did take some Adidas money. So we'll be talking about that again. The hits keep on coming. Zion, come to New York. You don't have to deal with this stuff. All right, we'll be back. Like, comment, share. We'll be back next week. Stay tuned for overtime also.
Boxing should be ashamed of himself, man.
He should. He really should. That was a shame. That was shameful. Oh, I got your hat and walks off like third grade. I'm like,
yeah, Mayweather. I mean, I know he doesn't care. He wants the money, but he's damaging his legacy, bro.
Yeah, he is.
He don't even care. I mean, I know you may not care about it, but his name is going to be mud.
I knew something was coming. I just didn't know it was going to be that silly.
Yeah.
Because they got to sell
He'd be better off going into wrestling. Honestly. Because, everybody knows it's a clown, it's a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, go into wrestling and lose. Go to wrestling and lose something, you know what I mean? And come back and fight. Bro, I would respect you more. And that's being real. This right here, a YouTuber?
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
He
should not be able to be around 100 feet from the boxing ring near you. It's disrespectful to you to allow him to put him in the ring with you, bro. I don't care what they're paying you. Well, another thing I wanted to say before, right now, it's fresh in my mind. This damn Tebow stuff, they need to stop it with Tebow.
Oh yeah, I did put that.
He's 32 years old. He might play tight end now. Tebow. All of a sudden now, you're gonna try for we don't have. And Urban, I'm telling you this right now, bro. And just to be a fact, he's thinking about this. He ain't long for Jacksonville.
Ooh.
I'm here to tell you.
Yeah.
We've seen it before. Saban, the cat from Oregon, the cat from Florida. He is not long for the NFL. If you're coming and trying out Tebow, I'm here to tell you, good luck. He'll come over to illness pretty soon. When they stop winning in a year or two, oh, you're gonna be bent over on the field, get carried off in a stretcher, then you go back to college a year later. Myers, I'm not saying he's not a bad college coach. He's a con man, bro.